What's up, guys? So, I was given a Samsung S3 Frontier, which, yeah, you can kind of read that, for Christmas this year. I've been rocking Pebble, which is considered the original smartwatch since the original one was released on Kickstarter. I actually have it in my room. And my first Pebble, the first Pebble, was named my first smartwatch. So I've been on the smartwatch van since the very early ones. My first one was a Sony Ericsson Live View, which was 2010. I've been debating whether I even want to open this most of the last 2 days. I'm recording this on the 26th. So what I came to after reading a lot of reviews is reading, watching the whole nine. It is one of the best smartwatches out there. But every reviewer I saw either had not had a Pebble in many years or at all. And the final conclusion I came to was the only way to know if it would replace a Pebble is to try it. So this is my first in-person look at the S3 Frontier. And you know, I opened it perfectly for you guys. I did not open it well for myself. This mag base has a very strong magnet, or it's the foam and watch band. Okay, yeah, it's just the foam holding it on. But you can see right here, there's a pretty good size difference. That won't be for everyone. Frankly, I'm not sure it's going to be for me. But Pebble, it's dying. They sold out the Fitbit end of last year, 2016, beginning of this year, 2017. And Fitbit almost immediately announced Pebble's death. There is the Rebel OS, which is the crowdsourced attempt to keep the Pebble alive, but that's only going to be as good as the hardware is. And as I said, I've owned 3 Pebbles. My OG, which I got rid of I replaced because the watch band was crapping out. The original Pebble Steel, which was not a bad watch. I personally did not like it. And the Time Steel, which I picked up on the second Kickstarter. And let's see if this is going to show up. If you look, yeah, you can kind of see there how it says Champion Kickstarter Backer. That means that this was off the second Kickstarter. So it's not the most common one out there. So this is a bit of an unboxing and also me figuring out if it's anything I care about. I will be doing a part 2 of this review either in the next few days where I say I can't stand it, I'm going back to Pebble, and I'll just be one of the many who cry when Pebble finally officially dies, or a little bit later after a proper long-term review. I'm going to say straight up, the actual wall charger looks almost identical to the one from my Samsung S3 smartwatch. Inside the box, I've already put the watch on. You got a decent length Microusb cable. Yeah. Which, considering the watch actually came out in 2016, is not bad. You've got a smaller tongue. Yeah, that's about an inch and a half, or about 30 millimeters roughly in metric. You've got a wireless charger, the S3's charging block, and yeah, that's about it for inside. Let's see if I can figure out how to turn this on. Okay, so to turn it on, this is normal orientation. You hold the bottom right button. Oh, thank God it has power. So you're seeing everything in real time, and this could get awkward here in a moment because I'm using my V20 to control my camera. Wow, that's actually really slow. So while it's booting up, this thing is a dual-core 1 gigahertz processor. So It's smarter than my first two smartphones. The Moto OG Droid. I don't remember the model number off the top of my head, but it was the first one that wasn't. It was the first one Verizon, and it was pretty much the second Android phone out. And then my second one, I believe, was the Moto Droid Bionic, which was the first dual-core 4G phone. I know on Verizon, but it may have been at all. So the watch just told me that I need to download the Gear app, which I already have. Oh, cool. So one thing I was worried about is, on the Pebbles, the screen never turns off unless the battery's actually dead. On the Gear watch, you can see it's off right now, but I just flicked it on, and it doesn't stay on long. You can see how it turned on. I didn't touch it. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with the video. I'm hoping it'll stay running when I back out of the app. Okay, it is still running. Good. I have lost control of the camera for a moment. Not that I was doing much with it. I know, there it is. I know I downloaded this. So all I did last time was download it. I did try playing with it a little bit, but it pretty much got me to here and said, "You're not getting any further." Let's pull up the Gear. Okay, so it has detected. Yes, it has detected my watch. So what it's asking for now is it wants to install a plugin. Again, if you guys can't read this, I apologize. I'm going to take some screenshots actually. And I'm also going to be doing a long-term review on V20, as I see a lot of people still using it, or still asking about it today, even though the V30 is out. And I have a few comments I need to make on my old video. And also, I apologize for not uploading videos in a very long time. I've got a few that I am working on editing right now, including a whole new series. There it is. So, the only thing you just missed is it pulled me to the Google Play Store and said I need to download a plugin to send data back and forth. What it's asking for now is it wants to set up accessibility so we can actually send the data back and forth. I'll go ahead and grab a screenshot of that. And another app. Good lord. I'm now at 3 apps. I have the standard Gear app, I have the Gear something plugin, and I just downloaded the Samsung accessory service, which I spent a lot of time trying to get rid of on my old phones. So now it's just asking for permissions for SMS and calendar, which I fully expected. My watch actually just said, "Hey, this is taking too long. Do you want to back up and try again?" But it did continue. Then it's asking me to sign my life away, my firstborn child, the whole 9 yards of a standard TOS, which no one ever reads. Now I need to try and remember how to access my old Samsung account. I'm going to edit this out. So the phone just asked, or the Gear app just told me battery optimization in the phone can turn off apps. Knew that. And it also just said to make sure that the watch continues to work, it's going to ignore that. Not surprised. Just got a notification saying we want to be able to read your notifications. I knew that was coming. Like I said, I've been on these things for years. So that's not even news to me. Oh, that's disabled. Just allowed accessibility so we can do stuff or it can send me notifications. Right now it's asking me to manage my notifications, which are all the different services it can pull off. I'm probably going to have to go back through this a few times and get everything I want. I want that. I need that. as you can see, my Pebble just got notifications, but because I'm still setting up my gear, it has not. I am liking... The Pebble kind of assumed everyone was allowed to. The gear is not actually pulling up most of them, and I do like that a lot, because there are a lot of my apps that I have not configured properly on that ping this, or that ping that. I'm looking forward to getting rid of a lot of those. So I just got told that I'm all set ready to use my gear. It came with about 2/3 battery charge, which is... I probably need to pay more attention, but it's something I haven't seen personally in a very long time. You usually get them mostly dead. Of course, my gear is out of date, which I'm not surprised by. It's been sitting on a shelf for months, and who knows how long at the factory. So it should be updating right now. I'm not going to show you guys all the different setup stuff that I will go through, because it's going to take me a little while to figure out what I want exactly to do. So let's see if I can take over control of the camera again. Which is one thing I really didn't think about. I have a couple of spare phones I could have used. It's going to be really embarrassing if it did decide to drop out of recording. Alright, so it appears it's still connected, which is good. Right now it's still telling me to learn how to use the phone, or the watch, but okay, I'm going to have to step through this a little bit. Just get it shut up. Okay, so I believe I'm now done setup. So one thing is, trying to think how to do this. He's going to zoom in right there. So yeah, I'm going to take off the watch. Most reviewers I was seeing were saying that this is a huge watch, which it absolutely is, even compared to the Pebble. And yes, I'm holding both upside down. But it doesn't feel that much heavier. So this is the default watch face, and I actually really like the look, but it doesn't have the information I want. Of course, it falls asleep right when I go to use it. You pull down, you can see status information, airplane mode, do not disturb, volume, brightness, music, battery. Swipe up, you get back to the home screen. Oh, just started the chronometer. You get notifications. You get apps. I'm not going to go through a lot of these because a lot of them are covered in most of the reviews out there already. So what it's saying right now, it has a built-in altimeter, and it needs to be calibrated. If I remember right, where I live is about 850 feet above sea level, which means the closest area is probably going to be a couple of hours away. Which, if that's the case, we're kind of screwed. Or it's just deciding randomly to measure the altitude right now. Interesting. Crap. While I wait and figure out what the watch is doing, it's got GPS, it's got, I'm probably going to butcher this, but GLONASS, which is the Russian equivalent, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, ABGN. The thing is a smartphone. I mean, the only thing it's missing is 4G, and that's just the version that I was given. It actually can have an LTE connection, at least on AT&T and T-Mobile, so works out fine for me. But I don't really care about my watch being able to talk to the rest of the world directly. I've always got my phone on me. It's just with it going through Wi-Fi, hopefully when I leave it on my bench at work and I go walk around the plant or the shop, the shop is 50 to 75,000 square feet. I don't know the metric equivalent. So it's a rather large shop. Hopefully it won't just be like my Pebble and say, I'm out of Bluetooth, sorry dude. It does have a speaker, so I can use it as a speakerphone, which is a nice addition over the Pebble. The Pebble only has a microphone. It can do basic voice dictation. This has S-Voice. Hopefully it'll actually let me do some stuff. Not as much as Google Assistant on my phone or my Google Home Mini, which I will be doing a review of soon. But that's an unboxing and kind of a setup thing. And I'll see how it works. Talk to you guys in the next one.